Why You're Being Hated. The brutal truth every senior must avoid becoming. Have you ever felt like the world is slowly turning down your volume? Like you're still speaking, but no one's really listening? You show up, but it feels like you're invisible. One moment you were the center of your family's orbit, and now you're just a name in a calendar, an occasional call, a polite nod. This is not just aging, this is fading, and it's not your fault, but it might be your habits. Imagine growing older and becoming someone people quietly avoid, not because of who you are, but because of what you've unknowingly become. The silent resentment, the awkward distance, the subtle disrespect. It doesn't have to end this way. This article is your wake-up call, a heart-to-heart, a mirror held up with love and truth. If you want to age with grace, dignity, and connection, not bitterness, stay with me, because small changes today can save your relationships and your soul tomorrow. The Loneliest Chair in the Kitchen, a story that might be yours. George was 78. His once powerful voice now echoed off the walls of a house that felt too big and too quiet. The phone hardly rang. Visits from his children were short and strained. His neighbors cordial but distant. George wasn't a bad man. He was just stuck in habits that made him harder to love. One day he asked me, tears hidden behind stubborn eyes, where did I go wrong? This article is for every George, for every older adult in America who's wondering why connection is slipping through their fingers like sand. Let's talk, friend to friend, about the 10 things you must stop doing right now if you want to be loved, respected, and cherished in your golden years. Stop criticizing everyone and everything. You've seen the world change in ways that boggle the mind, but that doesn't mean every new thing is wrong. Criticism is like acid. It slowly eats away at love. Meet Linda, 73. Her kids stopped visiting often, and she didn't understand why. They're so sensitive, she said. But what she didn't see was how every visit turned into a lecture. Your wisdom is valuable, but offer it like sunshine, not thunder. Ask yourself, am I lifting people up or wearing them down? Criticism shuts doors. Encouragement opens hearts. Be the reason they smile when you call. Stop clinging to the past like it's the present. Back in my day might feel like nostalgia to you, but to younger ears, it sounds like judgment. The past is a photo album, not a jail cell. John, a retired teacher, used to say his grandkids were too soft. But once he started sharing why old stories mattered, not how today's world disappointed him, his grandkids leaned in with curiosity instead of eye rolls. Turn your memories into bridges, not barricades. The past can inspire, but only if you let the present matter too. 3. Stop waiting for others to make the first move. Love isn't owed, it's nurtured. Ethel was 82. Her family rarely visited. They're selfish, she said, but when asked when she last invited them over, she went quiet. Your phone works both ways. A gentle message, a warm invitation, a card in the mail. These small gestures rebuild bridges. Pride is a poor companion in old age. Initiative is a powerful healer. Don't wait to be remembered. Make yourself unforgettable. 4. Stop talking more than you listen. You've earned the right to speak, but have you earned the right to be heard? Listening is love in action. Frank always had stories, but he never asked questions. One Thanksgiving, his granddaughter said, "Grandpa, you never really hear me." That broke him and changed him. Now he listens more, and the family leans closer. Silent ears often invite louder love. Speak less to be heard more. Curiosity connects hearts. 5. Stop hoarding bitterness like it's a treasure. Resentment is like mold. It grows in the dark. Marilyn never forgave her son for moving away. Every holiday was a guilt trip. Every phone call, tense. But when she let go, peace came pouring in. Her health improved. Her joy returned. Her son started calling again. Forgiveness is not approval. It's release for you. You don't need to carry every wound into your twilight. Let go of the pain to make room for love. Your peace matters more than your pride. Still with me? Good. That means something in you is shifting. You want more than a quiet house. You want a warm heart. Let's keep going. 6. Stop being the victim in every story. George used to sit quietly in his recliner, staring out the window. Every sentence began with, "They never," or "No one ever." He believed he was forgotten, sidelined, just the old man no one cared to listen to anymore. But the truth? George still had a story to tell, a legacy to pass on. What he lacked wasn't love, it was ownership. When you constantly cast yourself as the victim, people begin to pull away. Not because they don't care, but because it becomes emotionally draining. No one wants to feel helpless around someone who insists they are helpless. Victimhood over time repels the very support we long for. You're not powerless. You're not a shadow in your own life. You are a lighthouse. And lighthouses don't cry for rescue. They guide ships to safety. It's time to stop guilt-tripping your loved ones and start guiding them instead. Show up with strength, speak with warmth, lead with wisdom, because people don't respect self-pity, they respect resilience. The moment you own your light, you reclaim your dignity. You cannot be loved deeply while playing small. Choose to shine, not shrink. 7. Stop believing you can't change. "I'm too old to change" is one of the biggest lies ever told, and worse, believed. Meet Eleanor. At 72, she took up painting for the first time. She said, "I want to learn something that makes me feel alive again." Her hands trembled at first. Her colors were too bold, but with time, those brushstrokes became stories. She found herself again on canvas. Science backs her up. Neuroplasticity shows that the brain remains capable of change well into old age. Your thoughts can shift. Your habits can evolve. You can learn how to manage conflict better. You can heal old wounds. You can become a better listener, a more present partner, a calmer parent. You are not a finished book. You are a chapter still being written. Every day, every choice, every breath is a fresh page. Change isn't a threat to who you are. It's a doorway to who you're becoming. 8. Stop isolating yourself. Do you know what's more dangerous than heart disease or diabetes in old age? Loneliness. It was a shocking fact. Researchers equate chronic loneliness to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Let that sink in. George once believed staying alone meant not being a burden. But isolation doesn't protect others. It punishes you. Our brains are wired for connection. We don't just crave community. We depend on it. The good news? Reconnecting is simpler than you think. Join a walking club. Take a free class at the library. Host Sunday soup nights. Text a long-lost friend. Say yes more often. Human beings are social creatures. Your mental health, your immune system, even your memory improves with consistent social interaction. You don't have to be the life of the party. Just show up. Be present. Let people see you. Isolation isn't peace. It's slow erosion. Healing begins when you open your door. 9. Stop expecting respect without giving it. Respect isn't automatic. It's mutual. You want your children to visit more? Respect their time and boundaries. You want your grandchildren to share their lives? Respect their choices, even if they differ from yours. Look at Helen and her son, Dave. They barely spoke for years. Helen always said, "He never listens to me." But one day, During a family dinner, she said, "Dave, I may not always understand your path, but I trust your heart." Dave teared up. He called her the next day just to talk. Respect opens doors that nagging guilt or control never could. When you treat people, regardless of age, with dignity, they lean in, they listen, they respond. Because feeling respected is a universal need, not just for you, but for everyone. Respect is not owed because you're older. It's earned because you're kind. 10. Stop complaining about being old. Yes, your joints ache. Yes, your hearing isn't what it used to be. But aging is not a punishment. It's a privilege. You've lived through wars, heartbreaks, joys, and decades of change. You carry stories no one else can tell. That's not a burden. That's a blessing. When you complain constantly about your age, your body, your memory, you send the message that aging is something to be ashamed of. But why diminish what so many never lived to see? Speak with gratitude. Celebrate what still works. Laugh at what doesn't. Teach the younger generation how to age with grace, not grumbling. Joy is contagious. So is bitterness. Choose carefully. Growing old is not a decline. It's a rise into rare wisdom. Wear it with pride. Let's circle back to George. A few months after our first talk, he made quiet, powerful shifts. He started going to a storytelling group at the community center. Every Thursday at 5 p.m., he'd read a short poem or memory from his youth. People listened. They clapped. Some even cried. He stopped giving his daughter unsolicited advice. Instead, he asked, "What do you think is best?" And he meant it. He began texting his grandson 3 simple words, "Proud of you." Things changed. His daughter came by more often, not out of guilt, but joy. His neighbor, once distant, invited him over for a backyard barbecue. His grandson even asked him for dating advice, something George never thought would happen again. He stopped doing the things that pushed people away, and people came back. Truth you can trust. When you change the energy you bring, the world responds differently. Doors open, hearts soften, love returns. Aging doesn't have to be lonely, but it does require something of you. Awareness, courage, emotional maturity. It takes looking in the mirror and asking, am I pushing people away with my habits? And having the strength to say, I can do better. I will do better. If you want to be respected, loved, included, you must stop doing what builds walls. You must start doing what builds bridges. Practice emotional awareness. Learn the unspoken rules of aging gracefully. Set healthy boundaries. Speak life, not guilt. You are not your mistakes. You are not your regrets. You are not too late. You are a living legacy, a breathing book of wisdom, a well of love, and you deserve to be seen, heard, and embraced in your later years. So start now, not tomorrow, not when it hurts more. Start now. Stop doing what isolates you. Start doing what connects you, because being loved in old age isn't luck. It's a lifestyle, and you, my dear friend, deserve nothing less. Stay tuned for the next video, because your journey to peace, purpose, and being deeply loved is just getting started. If you find this video useful, don't forget to like and share its value with your friends and family so that more people can benefit from these helpful insights. We greatly appreciate your feedback and support, which motivate us to grow the channel and share more valuable knowledge. Thank you for being part of the Golden Horizon 74 community.